Okay, guys. So I'm gonna actually try to posting more now. And as you can see, we're gonna be doing another part of what Issei was saying. We're going right where I left off. Sorry about yesterday, guys. My grandma called me in to eat something, and I'm pretty sure I can't stop it. I'm pretty sure I can't stop it when I'm about to record. So forgive me for yesterday. But I hope you guys like this thumbnail style more. You're gonna see this a lot more. My thumbnail skills with Pixar is getting better. I know my computer is currently not working. So yeah. And yeah, we're gonna be doing what if he's saying what if Issei was a Saiyan? So we left off right. So where we're coming back in the story is right where we left off. Sorry for the silence. Now, guys, I'm gonna try to keep this as much canon as possible. It's obviously not gonna be easy, but I'm gonna try my best. That's all I can say. I pray that I'm gonna try my best to make this as best for y'all. So yeah, so we left off this where Issei was so really where Issei had powered up and used his ability to blaster avoid as Issei within look at her. So actually nothing opponent I've ever faced so far. So I'll give you credit for that, but I'm gonna win this anyway. So, remember, you've been the toughest opponent I ever faced, and I respect you for that, because does come out. Because he bows and respect for her being powerful and not, weak and nothing like that. So he shows his respect to her. He says, maybe you're not as guy that I thought you were. Maybe you're more pure than I thought you were, she says to him. He said, which easy saying, looking at her pretty beautiful, like, why would I be pure? Not evil. I'm not trying to like abuse you or nothing like that, He ain't trying to be a jerk because the man is a really nice guy. He's not a person who would like hurt any girl at all. So, now I'm finna check to see who's in my live chat. Sorry, my little sister interrupted. But don't worry, she's not there anymore. But anyway, so this is when Issei lived in such so you can still be confused with why Issei just said that you eat him. So by the way, Issei's wearing this outfit. So anyway, pretty much his outfit may change at times. So he won't keep the same outfit on like all the time. He may change it, but depending on training or something like that. This is just like his regular everyday outfit, not to train in, but like to wear to school and stuff like that. And they actually have dormitory systems too. So anyway, so this is when Issei would then say, that he's about to make a technique. Remember, he's about to use a technique that he used himself in quotation marks. As he then begins to hold both of his hands out, like how Vegeta does when he's charging a final flash. And he begins to power up. Now I'm downgrading Issei's Saiyan abilities. Why? Just to make this more fair to the universe of High School DxD. So he holds both of his hands out, and he then begins power up. And he then his skull then begins to get pushed back, but her will, her will fight not like normal, like her will allows her to stay and not dying or nothing like that. Just allowing her to, stay alive and faces now and faces here. She's seeing Issei's real power, which is amazing, her pure amazement. Sorry, that was turned down. So yeah. So anyway, so this is when he then holds his hands out. He holds his hands towards her. And he then yells, "Final Flash!" And he then shoots the Final Flash, which is downgraded by the way. So it won't kill her or nothing or do any battle damage. Just like a knockout Final Flash. It's still overpowered, but it's he downgraded it to be fair. And but luckily, she but he thinks that she lost, which I'm making her more powerful because I found out a few days ago. I've been reading manga, and found out still has different forms, but she ain't accessing them in season one. Anyway, sorry I spoiled the story, but anyway, she then uses she then cuts his blast in half, shocking him. If he then begins to power up, getting a silver aura around him. Just aura was pretty powerful, which is shit like any, let's say, F, C, and D. I'll put it on top of my boat. Okay, guys, so I'll just got my scores. Anyway, but guys, here's what I've been posting this month because I've been writing my Wattpad stories, and I just didn't have the time to do both at the same time. And also, I'm about to make me social media accounts. There's a lot going on in my life, including school now, so it's just gonna make it harder for me to post at times. So anyway, so Issei will be pretty shocked to see that's one of his most powerful moves. Is he just saw how amazing the Vermilion Clan is? It's just something. It's just one ability. So Issei would then say he would smirk at her She wouldn't know why he's smirking. But he says, as he's then begins to power up. As this is what, like, the ones, they're just like sensing his magic. Also keep it's been like a mix between the two, and they're like, hold on, wait a minute. It's wait, no, it's getting higher. No, it could no. They're just like no. Pretty much like that. They're like no, his mana is key. It's just getting higher.
What are you saying by itself? Huh?
Anyway, they're like no. His mana is key. It's just getting. It's not his mana. They don't know what key is. We'll have to explain to the world what key is. They're like this key is magic. It's just getting stronger. As he's in the cell. As then all the rocks that were coming up above him, then just straight up falls down. Not people confused. As he sees a physical change, AC's muscles got a tiny bit bigger. Besides that, everything looks how it should. But he still looks normal, which still isn't. She kind of laughs a bit, saying, "Was that all? I was kind of expecting it could be a little bit more than just a measly just powering up on a bit. She's still stronger. Well, she thinks. To be more specific, she thinks she's still stronger than him." As he says, "You're really cocky, aren't you?" Okay, so let me play some music in the background. Let's see if you like it. It's one of my nows. It's a song I like a lot now. Sometimes you got me feeling. Yeah. Well, even though this song's old, but it's a good song though. Anyway, guys, so this is when she then blitz attack him, but he then vanish as she then sees 10 of him in front of her, which she then slices just at one random one. As he then vanishes, as she then gets kicked in the face, sending her back a bit, which Issei just used his specialty, the after image technique. So this is when she's like, huh? Is he smirking? And he has the serious look that's in the picture. She's like, she's like, huh? Just confused since I don't want to say nani since that's cringy. She's like, what? She's just like, she's just scratching her head, wondering like, what the heck? I'd love to be a backup. I'd love to go be a backup. Yeah, Mom.
What if your teacher goes home saying that your son forgot your handball?
Panicking. Lennon, they're not required. You shouldn't give it to me tomorrow, bro. And Mama's not gonna get angry.
You know that thing needs to do. What's that band called where they put the stuff?
No, they don't do that.
What if they put it in watch the fountain on picture? No, I won't.
Anyway, guys, this is when.
No, not.
Anyway, guys, so this is when Issei then says, "Skill stronger than I thought." But she then just throws fire blast, like fire at Issei, and which is strong as hellfire from some enemies, for some weaker enemies, which Issei just dodges swiftly, as he then says. As he then powers ki up into his fist like Vegeta does against Topo when he punches him. As he then says, yeah! As he then punches him in the face. As he then as he does like as he gets on his handstand, he just begins to kick her. And she's wondering how he's this flexible. Issei then takes out his sword once again, which is the same as Ikki's. Nah, it's a little different. It's like Ichigo's Bankai sword, you can say. Skinny and perfect. Skinny, but still slim. Skinny and slim. Perfect for speedy combat. But he can also extend it to be as big as Ichigo's Shikai. He's not getting Ichigo powers. That's just how his sword works. Anyway, guys, so this is when Issei then says, this is when the two just get in a sword fight. This is when she then gets stabs him in the stomach, but she coughs up blood, which was not against the rules to hurt your opponent. I guess considering in the second episode of Shiver Fall Night, this man's nearly killed Iki, so why don't think it wouldn't be against the rules. Which Issei then isn't heal, but like he's still moving like it's not really that much, since Saiyans have more durability than an average person. Considering Vegeta did survive a massive hole in his chest, just barely though, before then they could heal him after all. And this is when Issei then looks at her. As his eyes and turns like into a completely blue color, then sends her back flying. With Issei's sword, like with him having his sword holding him to still be able to stand. With Issei's eyes then changing, well, his body didn't change at all, but his aura then turns blue as Issei then splits her. As he then in front of her, then kicks her up in the air. As he then begins to do 1,000 divine cuts that Meliodas has. And I'm gonna get some inspiration from certain techniques from other animes if you don't really mind. Anyway, so this is when he teleports down to the ground and kicks her in the back, breaking her spine with her eyes. Which you know how Goku looks when Goku was slamming him back and forth on the ice. Yeah, that's what her eyes look like for us out of nowhere. If Issei then looking at her with a with he's confirmed the winner, but he looks at her but he's also passed out at the same time. His injuries was more fatal than hers, and the healing core healed it way quicker considering, and they did her first. As in the healing core, as I will and bring in some characters from other animes as well as some ships. Not nothing too crazy, don't worry. So yeah, um, as then the nurse walks into Issei's bedroom, as she then begins to use healing magic on him, which he heals 100%, which he wakes up to see her. She doesn't know this nurse since she's new. She says, "Excuse me, who are you?" She says, "My name is Miss Sagawaki. I believe that's how you pronounce her name, Sagawaki." He says, "Oh, Miss Sagawaki." She says, "Just get some rest." But this is when he just goes back to sleep. But this is when Anyway, so this is when she then. So anyway, so this when she leaves, Stella walks into the room, in which Miss Agawaki then just tells Stella that just don't bother him too much. He is too innocent. Which he then sees how muscular his body is and that his shirt look like it's about to pop off. But the shirt ensures you what how his outfit is made. It's like made to not. It's made to not come off unless he like. You see that button on there, the capture button. All he has to do is press it, and whatever part of the outfit he wants to come off, it will. Why don't you be smooth? Anyway, so this is when I'm not getting in trouble, girl. It's just my lunch pail. I did forget it. You're acting like it's a sin I'm causing. Anyway, so this is when Issei then says, which Issei is still sleeping, and she then says, "Well, I'm getting back since she saw me, almost naked." Which then she also did, which technically means we're eating, but at the same time we don't. So she then just takes off his shirt, which it can still come off if someone takes it off, obviously. She then just begins to rub on his muscles, which right now he currently has a key barrier. Before he knocked out, he put up a key barrier, which she then it's harder than a rock, which she then begins to punch it, which doesn't really phase him since he's still asleep. As this is when she then gets on top of him, and like writes him with not like as in what you think. If you're weirdo and you're thinking of no, that's not what she's doing. She's just getting a better look at his muscles. But Jason then wakes up and he's like, Mr. Why are you on top of me? She says, oh nothing, and she's jumping. And she says also, you can just call me Stone. Which Issei says, alright. Anyway, this is when they head back to the room, stuff like that, which Issei takes stuff like that. And this is when not that's what I you know to the room. This is when they go to the room. This is when Issei says technically I won, which means that you're technically my servant. So well yeah, technically that is true. She then, what do you want me to do first? Kind of angry. At the same time, just pretty nonchalant. Because he seems like he's not a good one many things. She probably is. Which Issa isn't. He doesn't want many things from many people. He doesn't want suits. Bro, I'm just scared. Keep calling me noob. I know it's probably just pissing me off, but you know, I don't even. Anyway, guys. Hello there, Avril Gian. It's the Dark Holiday here. What's up? Anyway, so this is when you say. So this is when they don't shake hands, as you know, we end that episode technically, because we end the first two parts. I was like, yeah. So anyway, so this is when they become friends. They talk to hang out and train together. Now, Issei doesn't have the boosted gear, but it's just natural birth power was enough to break the limits, like the balance of how it's supposed to be. So the fallen angel still go after him, which the fallen angel, but he can still make even a fallen angel girl, which she doesn't know that, of course. And he can, of course, they know about the supernatural, but supernaturals, not all supernaturals are on their side. Some can sneak in, trying to kill like the students and stuff like that, something like that. But anyway, so this is when so this is when she didn't. So anyway, so this is when she asked Issa to be a girlfriend. Issa doesn't really mind Theron. He doesn't have a girlfriend. So is his best friend. But he just see her as maybe a love interest, but he knows that she's probably too good for him. And he thinks he probably never had a chance with her. But do you know, every girl wants him. Had before. Anyway, guys. So this is when Issa then looks at her. But anyway, so this is when Issa says, sure, we can go on a date. So after class, Issa introduces Stella to Ema, which Stella's a little jealous, which of course she doesn't show it to Issa. Anyway, so this is when so this one they go on a date. They have a really fun time. Which she does ask Issei could she feel his muscles because I don't care what faction you're in, and if you're female, you're gonna want to feel Issei's muscles. It just beats that it's hard as a rock. And she like punches him in the stomach, which doesn't really face him. She's like, damn, that's hard, and that's a hard chest. Anyway, but Issa does show her a few moves that he knows. And anyway, as their date ends, as Issei and I just walks to a fountain, which Issei in her stop is thinking this is going to be his first kiss. As he leans in, yes sir. But this is when she leans to his ear and asks him if he done for her, which Issei would be pretty confused since no one's ever asked him a question like this in his life. Issei would say, what do you mean by that? I said, you moron. Would you die for me in a more menacing voice? Which true which two black wings come out of her back as she falls in air. As all the clothing she currently had on came off, which Issei, like, isn't, he's not even, he's surprised, that's all I can say. He's not angry or nothing like that. Which Issei then, which Issei then looks at her, which she then turning, which she then more ritual like clothing come on her, only covering up her areas. Besides, it doesn't cover up anything else that's important. This is the fallen angel known as Rainier. As she looks at him and says, "You're nothing but a fool, thinking I like you. I only went out with you just to get you at the wrong time and kill you. You broke the balance of the three great worlds at your birth, and you must die." Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's just like, are you dead? This bitch is really doing this shit. I mean, what I do? It's just like, but if he's breaking, if he's breaking the three worlds, then he just lets her stab him. But he does eternally hate her for that anyway. Even though he knows he doesn't deserve this. He just let her. Which Issa then saying, well, it was a good little time, man. I should thank you, Stella. You're a really good friend to me. Maybe my one true friend. As he then begins to close his eyes, accepting death. As Rainier then disappears. As inside of him telling him, don't do it. And this is when he then powers up, because he says, he just begins to shaking the whole, like, earth. As he then enters his Super Saiyan, full Super Saiyan. He then dashes toward her. He's saying, he then barrages her. He then says, take this. And he then begins, it just shakes the area around him with still sensing it, knowing that the only person who could do that, which is Issei. Which Issei then says, yeah, and he then puts his hands close, as he then says, yeah, final flash. Which him then sending it right to her, disintegrating her body, but falling out of the sky at the same time. With him then fully accepting death. Estelle was walking back to school after just I don't know, just kidding. I don't know, just doing anything. I don't know, it could be anything, honestly. So this is when Jin sees Issei's dead body, which she begins to cry a lot. And she thinks of the only one person who could have done this, which is that fallen angel. But Issei then looks at her. He's still having a bit of life left in him because Saiyans have more durability than humans. So he looks at it saying, still, I killed that fallen angel. I had a lot of fun with you. Our training was spending time together on labs. I liked all of it, he says. But now it's time for me to go. With him doing it, and also, I love you, he says. With him suddenly kissing her and anything like that, he just pokes her head like he thought she does to Sasuke. With him then dying. With Issei, with Stella and crying really badly. Which she takes Issei back to where to where their dormitory system is. And this is when she then uses a secret arm, which is called the Master Servant Contract. Now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, will she be his master? No. It's the opposite. It's Issei, which I'd say now the horniness that you get when getting this won't happen on the first day. For one reason, it's just because that he's technically dead. So she's gonna have to wait till he wakes up. When Issei wakes up, he then sees he's in his bedroom, thinking that this was just all a dream. Then sees Rainer's phone number still there. And the last thing she said, texted him, but she didn't notice, but you're gonna die. So he knows that all that happened. She doesn't believe all of it, knowing that already knowing him in a fallen angel, and he's freaking in a magic school, which his parents doesn't know, obviously, since they're not. By the way, his mom was a Saiyan, his parents were Saiyans, but they just got so used to being humans. There's all their Saiyan potential just left. Alright, guys, but that's where we're gonna end this off. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Hang on. Sometime.